every single day. I'm here in strong support of Representative Alzate and Senator Murray's Revenue for Rhode Island tax bill, which would raise more than $250 million annually to invest in the systems that working families and our economy depend on. This bill is about fairness, it's about responsibility, and whether Rhode Island is willing to invest in its future. Are we willing?
Yeah.
We need to. Because to be honest, it's not a child care crisis, it's a policy choice.
Right.
And policy choices reflect our values. Rhode Island has cut $47 million in general revenue that once helped children and families afford child care. 20 years ago, the state used to support 14,000 families with child care assistance. Today, we only support 6,000. That need didn't disappear, parents didn't stop working, and children didn't stop being born. The investment disappeared. At the same time, Rhode Island only contributes the minimum required amount to access federal dollars for child care, while other New England states invest far more per capita. And we remain one of only a handful of states that requires families to participate in state-driven child support enforcement. That means mothers are required to submit to genetic testing and sometimes go through the court system in order to justify their need for child care assistance. Let's be clear, that is not support, that is coercion, and it is unjust. I see the consequences of these choices every day. I see parents turning down job opportunities because they can't afford child care. I see families forced to choose between rent, food, and child care expenses. I see early educators, skilled and trained professionals, leaving the field that they love because wages have not kept up with the pace of the cost of living. Minimum wage has increased 52% since 2020. But the child care reimbursement rates have not kept up. Programs are being asked to meet higher standards and absorb rising costs and somehow not raise the tuition rates on families who are already struggling. I want to be very clear about this point. When the state has an adequate and fair revenue system, it can invest in child care reimbursement rates that allow programs like mine to pay teachers fairly, strengthen programming, and maintain safe and high-quality learning environments. It means educators can stay, classrooms are stable, and it means children are safe and supported and ready to learn. A fair tax system doesn't just fund programs, it funds stability, it funds dignity, it funds safety for children and the people who care for them. We also know that this kind of tax policy works. Massachusetts and New York has done the same, and it has been an investment that has paid off. Both states remain strong, they competitive business environments, because progressive tax policy, when reinvested in people, strengthens the economy. Is that right? Progressive tax policy, when reinvested in people, strengthens the economy. This is not radical, this is proven. Hungry children cannot learn, parents without child care cannot work, and an economy without child care cannot function. We've seen harm of the policies like the cuts to SNAP that push children deeper into instability. We do not build opportunity by starving families. We build it by investing in them. Children are our future, and that's not a slogan, it's our responsibility. The Early Educator Workforce Act would align systems across agencies to invest in child care wages program, a nationally recognized model. The Child Care is Essential Act and the Pre-Kindergarten Education Act and our proposals to raise reimbursement rates and expand eligibility. And they're long overdue corrections to the system that we currently have. Right now, Rhode Island has the lowest income cutoff for child care assistance in the Northeast. Only certain families that make up to $70,000 a year. Meanwhile, in neighboring states, families can earn up to $153,000 and still receive support towards child care. And in New Mexico, they offer universal child care at no cost. New York is also dramatically expanding pre-K statewide and child care. Rhode Island is falling behind, not because we have to, but because we choose to. And that is unjust. The decisions we make right now will determine whether Rhode Island is a place where families can live, work, and thrive, or a place where only some can afford to stay. Supporting the Revenue for Rhode Island tax bill is a choice to invest in our children, families, and educators, and support a fairer future. We owe our families better, we owe our educators better, and most of all, we owe our children a future that is stable, full of opportunity, and just.